on season 1, episode 1.
It's the pilot show.
Pilot show, Soul Audible
Detox.
Yes, sir.
I like this song. Got the xylophones kicking. I said I kind of like this song. I ain't even heard it. It's got
I ain't mad at it.
It's got the xylophones kicking.
I ain't mad at it at all. Now, whose show is this normally?
It actually is a replay of the show.
Got it.
But all this right here that you're hearing is local music.
Okay.
That's all we play.
Okay.
We play local musicians, and then we play playbacks of shows. That's why I always be telling people who be like performers or whatever. I be like, man, just give me clean music, and I do that.
Right. Put it on. So, where I had it.
Here.
So word, frogs.
Yeah, man, I got two.
No, I'll put that. I need one. One is in the shop. One got to be in the shop. It's up there.
Hey,
I made sure he was in the shop. You know, here, put them both in there, man. I'm gonna put. I'm good with this over here. We don't. I really would need to take notes, like if we was
talking with somebody.
having people call in or talking or interviewing somebody. But if it's just us, we rolling with it. I see y'all got look. Is that techniques over there?
There is one, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. So can you like? So all the plug-in, if you're plugging in, like when you plug in your computer, you're in there. And then where's your computer plugged in at?
What do you mean? So my laptop is just hooked up to the aux cord. I'm going through.
Got it.
I'm sorry. I'm going through Tidal.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, got the little froggies in there, bro. All that. Oh, so our hero is okay. So Black Hero. What did you say we wanted to call? I like what you said. What were we
The
calling it?
ending?
Yeah.
Reflections.
Reflections.
Reflections with VP. And I'll announce you, and then, because you're basically going to end the show every night. Is that when you're going to do your Black History thing too?
Yeah.
All right, so then I say we'll do that around.
But now, how is this going with what you just played?
8:54. What you talking about?
The music.
Dude, oh, because the Jets are home. are
Oh,
local.
so it's
Like,
just all.
home, yeah.
It's not necessarily rock home. Okay, okay,
Yeah, it's
I got
all
it. All
anything,
homegrown.
yeah.
Okay. So our black hero is Dr. George Franklin Grant. He actually invented the golf tee, but some people may know that. But he's Harvard's first black faculty member.
So let me ask you something. How long do you need for all of this, and then to kind of reflect the show? Because you could do it and start at 10:2 or 5:2, but you would have to be. I would rather you start at like 52 minutes after. I know it sounds weird, but
52, yeah, like 8 minutes.
The
or
show's
whatever.
got to cut off at like 59.
Yep. So
To
and
play,
we're looking
to play
at
the
this
next
clock.
person's.
So when I see this clock, I can go by that. Yeah, I can. I'm gonna take notes on our reflections, and go from there. So I'll keep it. You tell me when to start. You want it to be 8 minutes too, or did you say 10 minutes? 8 minutes too. Okay.
Unless you think you need 10.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
If this song doesn't fade out soon, I'm gonna start.
Okay. Yeah, it is 7:59.
WFMU is a volunteer-run station made up of many different community voices. Each program expresses one aspect of that diversity left of you at WFMU or Frogtown Community
WFNULP 94.1 FM, St. Paul, home of Frogtown Community Radio.
What's up? We're live.
We live.
We are live.
We on the air. Don't swear.
We are. Yes, sir. We on the air. That's right. How's everything going for you, sir?
It's all good, man. We've been talking about this for a minute, and just like going into an athletic event or anything you're excited about. I got a little nerves. I got a little something, but I think we're gonna set something off. See, here we go with that.
All right. So, good evening, everybody. We're so glad that you're tuning into this is the first show. This is our pilot show number 1.
Uno.
Yes, so we call this show Audible
Detox.
We're excited to be here. We're gonna kind of free flow tonight, this being the first show, and we're gonna talk about some things. And we'll go ahead and give the people a little description of what the show is about, a little definition of what Audible Detox entails.
Yeah, let them know what we're trying to do.
So Audible Detox. This is a show that digs into the souls of Black culture. Real life issues, real life conversations, and real life experiences. Chance to know when in life to call an audible and detox your heart and soul. So I know that some people might have some questions about the title of the show. So, and I'm sorry, we didn't even introduce ourselves.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, that's okay. Like I said, this is the first time, and it's funny because you've done radio before, and I have shows that I do. This is the first time, we doing this, so you all gonna have to excuse me.
It's like a first date.
Okay, so, all right, so he's the VP.
Yes, sir.
And I'm the
Pres, the Pres.
Yeah, VP and the Pres. So let's give the listeners some background on Audible Detox. And while you're doing that, I'm just messing around a little bit. A lot of people, I've had some people ask me, I don't know if they asked you, but define the word audible
Yeah.
in Audible Detox.
Yeah. So we put a lot of thought into what we were going to call this thing that we're doing, this date, this first date. No, I'm sorry. The Pres don't like that. I'll stop. So for me, when it comes to using words to describe a thing, a person, place, or thing, I actually like words and that have multiple meanings. And so being an athlete and, all in the sports and former coach, Audible first came to mind as we are approaching our 50th birthday. Did I say that? Should I not have told your age, bro? Yeah, okay. So we're approaching our 50th birthday. And so, I thought about the word audible in a sports context as far as, for those that don't know, when a play is called and in football and the quarterback or the line or people on the offense come up to the line and say, yeah, the defense is going to stop that play. They call it audible. They change the play in the middle of the cadence, if you will. And so that was kind of the tip off. But audible also means, these loud mouths you hear right now, these voice boxes, and that's what we're going to be doing too. We're going to be talking. There's going to be an audible discussion between VP and the Pres. We're going to have some guests at some point as we get our flow and get our groove in. We're going to get some feedback from those that are tuning in and listening and input from them. So audible also means, the conversation and the talk. So that's where that comes from. It's all coming from the soul. So I think that's kind of, however you want to, our culture uses soul in many, many different ways. And then the detox part is, we've been through a lot in 50 years. And when we're younger, 50 sounded so old, right? Right, real old. But now that we almost 50, well, Pres is 50, he older than me. But now that we almost 50, I'll be 50 in about a week and a half here. It's halftime. It's the midway point. Some of that midlife crisis that they talk about is real. And so that detox, we wanna get it off our chest. We want to talk about some of the things in which we learned as we were raised and what we grew up with and what we've just seen in the last year through COVID and elections and how our parents raised us, and there just wasn't any playbook for how to be raised, how to be a man. You kind of just learn from your father, and then as we have, if you were blessed to have a father, and then but as we've gotten older, we see that maybe everything we learned from our fathers or our mothers raising us were not necessarily the right thing. And so how do we parent? Are we parenting in the same way? Are we doing the same thing? So Audible Detox is all of that. And again, I welcome more questions, more thought, more, well, why you call it that and why this? And because that is going to lead to more discussion and more unpacking of all these things.
And that's really deep. I think that when we sat down and we were trying to think of a name for the show, we wanted to make sure that it was impactful. We wanted to make sure that it brought the message that we were trying to convey. I think that and it took us a while to come up with this name. And we were throwing around some names. And we might add that we wanted to throw some hip hop appeal to it. We want to throw some cultural aspect to it. And I think that after we finessed it a
is where we are.
Yeah.
So if anybody's listening that might have, you know, some old school hip hop, graffiti skills, we need you.
That's right. That's right.
Or if you're children, and you know, not to say that the younger folks can't get fresh with the
Those
pen.
cryon
Yeah,
skills.
exactly.
That's-
Because we want to get a logo and all of that.
Mhm. Mhm. So again, this is our pilot show. This is our first time on the air together doing this show. We will broadcast live every Wednesday at 8 o'clock to 9 p.m. here on WFMULP 94.1 FM in St. Paul. And you can tell your friends about it, tell your peeps about it, your family. And like I said, we want to have some deep conversation. So what we're going to do real quick is, why don't I have you take that one right there?
This might.
Yeah, let's see if that kind of changes things. So.
Yeah, that's better. Well, now it sounds far away.
Because I.
Oh.
Okay, hold on. Let me do this.
Turn this one on.
Yep. There it goes.
1, 2.
There we go.
That sounds a little better, don't it?
That's it.
That's all good. This it's live radio, right?
It's live radio,
Okay.
and this is the pilot show. Like this
Pilot.
is our practice run.
Yes, sir.
So you all are practicing right now with us. So you know you can sit back and say, yes, we know what we're doing. We are professionals. We've done this before, but yeah.
It's you know what? Whenever there's a first of something,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we're blessed to have an opportunity to, you know, figure out our stride, get in our swag, and we got some folks that letting us know about the feedback and all that. So thank you, appreciate that, Jedi's.
Yep. And let's give a shout out to the Jedi Council.
Jedi Council.
PPKs.
PPKs.
All right. We appreciate y'all tuning in tonight, letting us know that we got feedback. I'm like thinking a little loud, but it's funny, all this stuff is happening
Yeah.
all around us with the show.
Exactly.
And we just call it Audible. See,
You good. That's why they call it the prayers.
that's it. Play it on.
Exactly.
All right, so for this first show, you know, like I said, or like we said, we don't have any guests. We're gonna kind of just talk about the show. We're gonna talk about future shows. We're gonna. I think the VP got some questions he wanted to ask me, and I got some questions I want to ask him. And you know, we're going to, you know, we're gonna also ask you, the audience, about some things you would like for us to talk about, or you know, that you want us to have a conversation about, or have guests come on. Again, you know, we are two black professional men who've been friends for, I kind of get today, man. You always jam it up. You always say we done it Thursday, but we've been knowing each other for 39 years.
Wow. And for those that don't believe it, we actually got a picture
Yes.
of me and the Prez at his birthday party with his little sister in the background, and another one of our guys chiseling.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say the infamous.
And that probably was your what? The 11th or 12th
I would say
birthday?
something like that. Yeah. So that's
Blessings
for
though.
real.
Yes, sir.
For real, you know, and truly, that is a blessing because, you know, being alive, it comes off my mouth, off my tongue right now, and I tell people, like, I'm 50 years old, and then I have to wait back after the kind of stuff I just say that,
Right.
you know, for real.
Right.
And I started getting all sad because I started thinking about all this stuff, but anyway.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna bring you up though, Prez. I'm here to bring you up because, hey, bro, look, and we talked about this, and again, we're not gonna get too far off track, but we have classmates that we're losing, you know, and people that didn't make it to this point, didn't just shy of their 50th birthdays, and you know, we're blessed to be here, and we want to talk about our journey, and you know, we're gonna connect with some, maybe lose some others, but I think it's an opportunity. And, you know, and what we hope to get out the show is just understanding, you know, an ear here and there, some empathy every now and again, some laughter, and you know, maybe even some debate, you know, some good healthy debate, and with all the things that are going on, and trust me, we're gonna get to this, but not today. But man, the politics and this two-party system and all that. But yeah, but you know what? I digress. But looking forward to it. So I mean, you can I start with asking you some questions, man? Can I get into it?
Come on, let's
No, I'm just
we've defined the show.
Okay.
I can already hear some of the VP&Pres stuff. They're gonna come to the show.
Yeah, what y'all gonna do? Ain't no music bed and ain't no background. It's just y'all's
And we will
voice.
be having some tunes.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Got some things. We got some things.
I'm ready.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
So tell me, 50. You've been 50 for what? 2 weeks now?
Yes, since
About a week and a half.
Since
Week and a half.
Mhm.
How you feel? How you feel at 50?
You know, honestly, like you said, I'm gonna use the word blessed first. The word blessed, fortunate. Again, it's funny because I think back to, you know, you and I went to high school together. I think about like when some of our classmates were being killed, and back then I worried. I was like, you know, man, am I gonna live to see 18, 17 come, or can father, and you know, life, you know, as life progressed and went on, and you get through the trials and tribulations and things like that, your learning lessons. How you gave your wisdom grades, which you have a lot more than I do.
I do.
Say something.
I'm gonna give you that.
But no, for real, I think that I just felt blessed, and I just feel fortunate. You know, I've been blessed to see my oldest daughter and walk her down the aisle and give her away.
Yes, sir.
I've been blessed to see my granddaughters. You know, that my kids give me my granddaughters, that my oldest son, you know, found a bride and got married, and he's a family man and a good husband and a good father. And, you know, I mean, how many people can say that?
Not everybody, let's say it like that.
You know, how many people can say that? But, you know, you and I were talking about the other day, and, you know, one thing that's like, and I'm not trying to be a downer, but this is like, we putting everything on the table as much as we can. You know, turning 50, I started thinking like, you know, I had a serious conversation with my youngest son the other night, and we were just talking about, you know, just his life and him not, you know, really, him wanting to be further than he is at 19, and I had to shake my hand and say, son, you still got time, even though we don't know when our time is up, and that has been so evident around us with COVID and people, and maybe it's just more evident as you get older. You know, when you're younger, you may not really pay attention to that
We
stuff.
invincible then.
Yeah. But then when you get older, you're like, man, this person just passed away at 52. And
Right.
like somebody I know just recently, I think it was a celebrity pastor at 58, and I started saying, man, that's 8 years.
That's it.
Right.
That's it.
And so I started thinking about my mentality. You know, I really do. I started thinking, wow. And I was talking to him, and I'm just like, you know, son, of course I want to live 50 more years, you know. Our brother Chisholm said, you know what, you get yourself in shape, man, you can live as long as you want. And that's cool. I agree, you know, be healthy, but at some point in time, you know, when that clock is punched in, all the muscles in the world ain't gonna help you. It may prevent it a little bit. You know,
Right.
I'm not saying not discounting health. We're gonna have some people out here talking about health.
Absolutely.
And wellness. So don't get it twisted. I'll try to twist my words. But you know, I, when it's time, it's time. And so I started thinking about that, and I just told my son realistically, you know, I would love to. Would I really want to be 90 years old? Depending on, you know, at that time you get tired.
Yeah.
At some point you get tired. At some point, you know, your body's not functioning the way it used to. You can't drive. You can't do this. You can't do that. And, you know, and so I just like, I told him, I said, man, realistically, in my eyes, and again, I'm not punching my own clock, but 30, 40 years, I mean, 30 at the most. And
Be a good life.
yeah,
It's a good life.
and you know, and you know, just kind of look at him like, wow, I'm just like, yo, man, like I'm not 19 anymore. You know, I mean, look like I'm like 30.
You look good. You
We
wearing it
both
well.
look
I like how the beard
Yeah,
is
but
going.
I just need some of that bread because I'm not dying of bread. I heard every inch of it.
Hey, bro. Hey.
Every yeah. But no,
Don't rush the grave, man. You good.
But you know, I just feel like, you know, being 50 is it's just kind of just that midpoint in life and just looking back at the things that I've done and the things, the bad decisions, the good decisions. But, all in all, I'm fortunate, fortunate to have what I have. And, you're approaching 50 soon. How you feel? Like, I know it's different when you walk in the door, and I'm at the door waiting for you. I got the door open,
You got my name on the list, man?
Your name is on
my name on the list?
It's on the list.
Okay, all right. I want to walk into some VIP, though.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. We're going to roll the red carpet.
Okay.
We got you.
Okay.
We got you, But how you feeling, getting ready to embark on 50? What does that mean to you? Like, what significance? And maybe you can't answer it until you turn 50, but tell me how you feeling right now at 49 3/4.
Exactly. Man, I feel blessed. And we keep saying that, but I don't think there's nothing wrong with saying blessed. 50 years, bro. As you said, we know many folks that before we were the age of 18 didn't make it. And then as every decade that you progress, somebody close to you, whether it's a family member or somebody you grew up with or what have you, is no longer with us. Right. And one of the things about that I actually learned from my granny, who was blessed to live 108 years, when I would talk to her, say, Granny, it's just amazing, and we're so glad you're here. And she would say, I'm ready. And I would be like, well, what do you mean? She was like, I'm healthy and I feel good and I can still travel, but not only am I tired, but I don't have any of my friends left. Yeah. All of my, my spouse is gone and those type things. So as you say, getting to 90 and that, and even if you are, still healthy of mind and body and soul, how's it going to be without the VP? How's it going to be without the Pres if one of us is gone? How's it going to be without, any of the Jedis or your spouse?
Or even society.
Exactly.
Because you got to think about it. I didn't mean to cut you off, but you got to think about our elders right now. Who are elders right now, but us talking about 50, they're elders. But, and some of them, don't get me wrong, don't get it twisted again, are as sharp as a tack. But I love the point that you said, and I thought about that now. I'm going to reference something real quick. In the Green Mile, remember, his punishment, so to speak, was that he would never die. He would get old and he would age, but everybody else would die before him. Yep. And that's got to be a low life. And what I mean, the environment, like things changing, like you just talking about your father and you teaching him how to use a Mac. Yep. And so just things like that. So we think about living 80 and what we are right now. Imagine what
is that going to be? What is it going to be, man? That our children are going to be like, Dad, I done told you 10 times how to do this.
Right. And we
it's going to be something.
No damn sense. Like, But no, go ahead.
So blessed, excited. I'm ready to be 50. I'm looking forward to, I set myself a goal a while ago. And again, not trying to, say everybody's got to do this, but I set a physical goal of I'm going to hit 50 push-ups when I turn 50. So I've been working towards that and been motivated to that, excited that I'm going to do it. I feel good. I got in a few. See, I'm ready. I'm ready.
So that means
we're going to have to record it.
We're going to do it.
Oh, okay. All right.
And
you know what? No. And even if you got to do 25, take a break and do 25 more, bro. That ain't nothing wrong with it.
Tell me, I'm the elder in the room.
All right, you're right. Let me hush. So excited about that, and just feeling good about where I am at 50 at halftime. I think there's definitely some adjustments that I've made, especially in the last few years, and where my focus was and where my life was as far as everything, man, jobs, my children, relationships, and I feel good going into 50. I already got my mindset set on that, the big party, the big jam, the big 5-0 is not going to happen this year. So, I'm looking forward to just chilling, spending it with those that are close to me, and we'll do the big thing next year. Yes, sir.
A long time ago, well, not a long time ago, maybe about
it's just halftime.
Right.
It's halftime, man, and you know, when you think of it from a sports analogy, and I don't want to, you know, we sports guys, and so it's always going to come out, but I don't want to always go there because hopefully some of the ladies that are listening, and we're going to touch some young and old. But
some of the ladies might be athletes too. So.
True, very true. Thanks for that's why you're the praise. But you go into halftime and you make some adjustments. The game ain't over. You still got another 2 quarters to play, right? And so I like that. We just halfway there. We got that midlife coming in, and we still got an opportunity to make some adjustments and still win.
Right. No, I like that. That's good. So I'm gonna turn the channel a little bit.
Absolutely.
Tell me what lesson did you get? This might be a loaded question. What lesson did you get out of
2020?
2020? The year 2020. What lessons stick out to you? What did you learn?
No, I don't think it's loaded.
Don't just say one thing and then be done. Come on, we're conversating.
We conversating, but you come on now. I think, and I'm paying attention to the Jedi's. They probably gonna say, "Come on, E say one thing." Are you kidding me? No, 2020 for sure. We learned a lot. I think one of the biggest lessons was to sit down and be quiet. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not necessarily talking verbally.
No, go ahead.
I'm talking about just to, you know, there was that when it first started, people couldn't go no. I mean, it was all shut down, right? Just shut down. I mean, even for a minute, some of the grocery stores, people going on a run on toilet paper and paper because they thought they couldn't go anywhere and just panicking. But, you know, whether you believe in that higher power, but I do, so I'm going to say the Lord said, it's time to just sit down for a minute and be silent. And he put it in a way that it didn't matter how much money you made, didn't matter what color you were, it didn't matter where you lived at in the world, right? Didn't matter what you believed in, didn't matter what you didn't believe in. Y'all all are impacted by this. And so that lesson was like, just let's just sit down for a minute and think about it. And you know, I again, the blessing for me is that I didn't lose my job and was able to continue. And I know some people that did happen to. However, there's still a blessing in the quiet and the slowing down that we had to do with COVID. So that's the biggest lesson. There's some as the year progressed and people started to move around a little bit, and you still seeing the numbers spike, and I'm like, man, wait, what is it? And I think to me that's something with age. Maybe 10, 15 years ago, I would have been one of them, like, man, as soon as the bars and stuff open back up, I got to get out. I got a big party, and I got to be out in the streets all close to somebody. But now approaching 50, that mortality is like, COVID's real, bro. Let me just wait until somebody says it's better or until a vaccine comes. And then, you know, as we've gotten there and the prognosis is good that people can be vaccinated, but they even still talk about not that. Again, it's never going to be immunity because of the mutations and all that. So, I mean, there's still lessons coming out of this.
So I didn't even think about having this as a topic for maybe on the next show.
Yeah.
The vaccine.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Now, I do want to say this to you.
Okay.
And I want you to finish, but but before you, so at half past the hour, I'm going to check in, do the station ID.
Yes, sir.
And then
Give us a little bit of that alter ego Chuck Smooth.
we'll give you another.
Okay.
Because I know there's somebody out there like, man, come on. But you know what?
Don't nobody do the weather like Chuck Smooth. Come on. Come on.
All right. So what I was going to say is,
He's blushing in here, y'all.
so what I was going to say is, that just speaks to, you know, today when I put the post to advertise our show, I was just like typing some things that came to my mind, and one of the things I said, cut from the same cloth. My thought to what you said about 2020 was exactly the same. I said that to several people. I said, you know what? And again, the views that you hear are not from the station, they are from us. Matter of fact, let me just do this real quick.
Go ahead.
Okay? I'm gonna just get this out the way. So, I know I said this before, but let's say it again. WFMU is a volunteer-run station made up of many different community voices, not just VP and me and I, which I do.
Yeah. Grammatically correct.
Grammatically correct. Each program expresses one aspect of that diversity, not the views of WFMU or Frogtown tuned in as a whole. Now, before I finish that, since we're just about there, and I don't know why what's going on tonight. You know, I also got to say, I haven't been at the station for a month. I haven't done my other show in a month, but I'll be doing that this Sunday, a little Valentine's Day show. So,
Okay. All right.
okay, we're going to do this. You don't really know. You told me to bring the letters, so I'm going to bring the letters from this. All right, turn your mic off for just a second. How's that sound? Your mic is on.
Oh, sorry.
That's cool.
I thought I was muted.
No, I
It
did
sound
get you,
real
but I
good.
wanted to talk to you because
Sound real good.
this is what you want, right? You want the weather like this, right?
Yeah, man. You know what? It's so my radio career started way back in the late '80s. I was doing some overnight for another station locally here, and you know, there's something about there's a flow that should always happen in radio, and one of those things is the weather, especially in Minnesota.
That's right.
So and whenever I listen to the lounge, my bad,
That's all right.
and Chuck Smooth, I was gonna say Chuck Smooth, but whenever I listen to the lounge, man, I love the weather, and I know some other folks talk a little thing, but I like the weather, so that has to be a part of this.
Okay. So, with the weather.
The weather.
So,
What's it looking like outside now?
All right.
VP.
Okay.
Pres.
So, currently, that's all I say personally. Currently, it is 7 degrees. Well, actually, it might be -11.
Oof.
But, second difference. All right. Tomorrow, February 11th, they're looking at 60% chance of snow with a high of 0 and a low of -11. And then on Friday, looking at -1. People are gonna be mad at me with a low of -9. Let's say negative. Okay. That makes it sound worse. All right, on Saturday, -2 with a low of, I think minus is better, -15. All right. And then on Sunday, partly sunny with a high of -4 and a low of -15. All right. And then on Monday, partly sunny with a high of 1. We're above, not minus, so 1, positive 1. Low of -6. And then on Tuesday, the 16th, high of 9, low of -4. And then back here on Audible Detox Day, check this out. High of 13.
Man, you know somebody gonna be outside with some shorts on.
Yeah, somebody in the group.
Yeah.
All right, and a low of 0. And that, my listeners, my friends, is the Soul Audible Detox Weather Report with a Chuck Smooth
I love it.
added to it.
Yeah. Chuck Smooth gotta do that.
And by the way, you are hearing Maxwell Dance With Me playing in the background. I'm gonna let you listen to that just for a little bit while we just take a quick break. You're listening to WFMULP 94.1 FM in St. Paul, home of Frogtown Community Radio.
Are we all?
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. That's perfect. Perfect little break. I like that.
I do like that.
Yeah,
And we can do it like this. We can just take a little break, pick a song, whatever, whatever.
I was about to say, what happened? I like that. Man, no, you Chuck Smooth picked the song, bro, because I like.
So when I come back, When I come back, because this song got 2 minutes and 35 seconds left, so that's what
Yeah.
When we come back, we will, and I didn't even know I was going to do that. I like that. Just playing a little song in the middle of it. We can play anything.
This is a good, but it's a, again, in that radio flow, it's a good break.
Yeah. When we come back, we can talk more about what I was saying about what your answer is, and then what was your next question? What else you want to talk about, basically?
Well, we could keep it on life lessons, so you can do that, and then I'll say, you know, let's talk a little bit about the end of the year, you know, and were there other lessons in the unrest, and we'll get on. But
Okay.
but like you said, let's leave it on
Okay,
the
stay on the subject.
2020,
Okay,
yeah,
that's cool.
because I think if we
You
get
didn't know I was going to ask you that, did you? Did I tell you
no,
that?
but I'm not mad at
Okay.
that. No, I'm not mad, but because that keeps the conversation.
Cool. Yeah, because I felt like the conversation was fun. I was like, okay, gotta keep. And that's one thing you know with radio
Yeah.
is you gotta keep. Because man, when I'm interviewing
Yeah.
people and they give me them one-word answers, I be like,
Yeah.
you're making me work hard right here.
Exactly.
So, what was I gonna say to you? Okay, and then at 8 minutes 2, we'll do the VP reflection.
Okay. Yep. And I'm ready for that.
Are people still talking?
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
still?
No.
I
I'll be chewing on.
my mouth is dry.
No, but that's what. But you gave me a while.
We
That's
go,
why.
we can go.
Yeah, but people will be, what up? We still in there. Yeah, no, they chatting, and I'm making sure that they can tell we paying attention. So you focus on the board and all that out. I like this too. That's a nice song.
All right. You are listening to Audible Detox with VP&Pres. He's the VP&Pres. And we're doing this.
Yeah, I think I said it backwards.
Did you? What'd you say?
I said
President.
I called you VP.
Listen,
I needed
some butterflies. You know, first date, then you got the butterflies.
Yeah.
But anyway, let me get back to what I was saying earlier. So yeah, cut from the same cloth. That was my exact answer that I gave people. I said that believe what you want, but I believe that spiritually, the man above, the spirit above, the being above, is stopping the world and saying, hold on. Let's just press pause. Let's let you find out like what's really important, what's really valuable. Like, and I say that because you think about all the sports, football, basketball, everything sports related stopped. That was our entertainment, so to speak.
Man.
You know, and for people who don't like sports, you know, the TV, you know, stuff. But I mean, the COVID situation was everywhere. And again, to your point, people were panicking, hoarding toilet paper, and you know, like, and my thing.
What was that about?
I was just gonna ask you,
Yeah.
if the world's gonna end, what's like?
That one I still, and I've asked that question, like, what?
What answer did you give?
Nobody says no. I think, here's what I think, is that
Yeah, please tell me what you.
somebody or group of people were like, oh man, you know, well, I need toilet paper. And then
You know,
as they were taking 3 and 4 packs off the shelf, other people were like, well, wait a minute. They taking toilet paper, I better get some too. And then it just,
it's just like a domino.
yeah.
Or they're sitting at the water cooler, like when you know we're getting ready to work remotely. And then that's another thing, people working remotely.
True.
Some people have been doing that. And it's funny thing is I always used to say when I had certain jobs, man, I want to work at home.
Right.
I think you would be working at home once in a while when we worked together
Yep,
at NDT. and we were working together,
Yeah.
and you'd be like, man, I'm working from home today. I'd be like, what, huh? Like, and I said, man, when I grow up, I want to work from home. Now, man.
Yeah.
But there
I mean,
was a
are you
blessing.
getting tired of it?
You know, I actually, I'm an extrovert at heart.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like to be around people, I like to entertain, I like to, but I think I've learned how to be introverted. I've learned how
Right.
to take that time, try to find some solace, man, try to find some peace. But I think the hardest thing is to differentiate work and home. So you're used to coming home, for those of us who had to work outside of our home, you're used to coming home, and then that's your break, that's your separation. But now it's like, okay, you walk out of your, wherever you are, you know, I just walk out of my dining room into my living room, sit up on a chair, that means officially I'm off work.
Right.
You know, some
Right.
people it's walking up from the basement, or
Right.
their office, or whatever.
So to that point, is there anything that you changed about your home environment to create more of that separation, or was it all just mentally trying to adjust?
At first I didn't, because of the space in my house and everything, and I live in an older house, so I don't have the luxury of a lot of different amenities, as you will. I work out of my dining room, and it's a high table.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting on this high level chair and getting back pain because I'm not sitting ergonomically correct. I don't have a second monitor, which I'm going to go run back to my office and get. But I don't have a second monitor. So my dining room is basically my office. So, but like I said, I would just walk into the living room and sit on my chair, and then, you know, consciously, subconsciously, I'm thinking, okay, I'm done. But I now kind of took a shelf and put my files and stuff like that. But yeah, it's hard.
It was hard. It was definitely hard. I had to make some physical changes in my room because I was, like you said, it was hard to transition, and I'd be doing laundry or just be like unfocused and
Easily distracted. I mean, that's
very
a
easily
true point.
distracted.
You know, a lot of people also. My granddaughter was here, and so my daughter was working all the time, and so I kept my granddaughter. I said, you don't have to put her in the daycare. I'll keep her.
Right.
And so that was one of the benefits that I gained in 2020, was being able to establish that consistent relationship, and also feel like I didn't have to worry about my granddaughter being in childcare, and, you know, worried about her getting COVID. And at that time, people were like, children aren't getting COVID, it's adults. But, you know, here we are. But, I think it's you get distracted by everyday things. So, you know, I compliment those who've been doing this for 20-something years,
Man.
or 10 years, or whatever, for whatever reason. But,
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm a little reluctant to go back, because it's been convenient too.
It has.
It's been convenient.
We spend a lot of time in the car,
Yes.
transitioning from one place to
Mhm.
another when you go to work.
Yep. And like, you know, you got a full tank of gas. You know, you're like, you know, I mean, just little stuff.
My brother, I have a leased vehicle. For the first time in my leased vehicle's history, I'm about to make the full lease without having to bring the car in early because I'm close to going over the miles.
Right.
And that's like driving me excited for me, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, but I think, like you said to your point, I think that 2020 has really taught me that, you know, my definition is that really is just to kind of, for everything to slow down from a cultural aspect.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll just touch on this tonight, but we can talk about this. We're going to talk about this throughout our show.
Okay.
You know, right now, like I said, we just doing little pilot runs and
Right.
stuff like that. But we about to take flight, and man, sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit.
Like you said, we're going to be big time.
Global.
Really, that's what you said.
Global.
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 Y'all get ready. We're going to be global.
Global.
Like, if you want to,
Laugh, hey, you know what? Laughter is good. Laugh at me,
Laugh at us.
because that means you're paying attention, right?
Look, see,
And there's no such thing as bad press. Yes, sir.
But okay, 2020. Man, and I also think it was a time for, I think I said everything stopped, but it was time for us to be still and pay attention.
Right.
Like, it was like, pay attention to your life, pay attention to your love, your relationship, yourself.
Yeah.
Dude, let's talk about self for just a quick second.
Yeah.
So, one of the things that I'm kind of go back to what you asked me earlier about being 50, one of the things that I'm learning turning right before I turned 50 was I had to start really developing a self-care plan. You and I have gotten into some deep conversations about that because I was in we have a affinity with our job and we were talking about some things, but one of the things that brother said he was facilitating was make sure it's important to everyone that you have a self-care program, self-care package. And I'm like, I don't even know what that means. What's a self-care? What's your self-care package? And what does the term self-care plan, package, self-care mean to you?
For me, it means honestly, real simple. Being able to and being comfortable with saying no.
Okay.
When you have your self-care and you get to a certain point, right? Almost 50, we almost at halftime. A lot of people ask for things. A lot of people want things. A lot of people need your attention. A lot of people, need something from you. And again, I'm not talking about money or this or that or whatever. Just everything. Just needs thing. And I think the self-care comes in with being able to just say, no, I'm good. I don't take it personal, but no. And really that for me, that was the simple versus always saying yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then, whenever that thing you said yes to butts up against something else that you committed to or something else that you would rather do, even if what you would rather do is just sit on your couch, watch football, watch TV, watch a reality TV, whatever it is you wanted to do, you didn't want to do something else. And to me, that's the self-care. That's the simple answer for self-care.
I mean, for real, like, and the reason, and check this out, when you said that, I grabbed my notebook because
I saw you. You taking notes, y'all. I saw you.
We're going to talk about that. Because, let me just say this real quick. So, tonight, VP said before we do the show tonight, and when we were planning the show, VP said, you got to do it right. And I said, is that what you want to do? Like, you got to do the weather. Chuck's doing it. Something like that. And so we did the weather. And he had known the song I was going to play. And then he's like, I like that. I like that. So what I'm explaining to you all is we're implementing things as we go along. We'll be pulling things out, that we don't think is, sound right. We're going to critique the show. And we want to hear from you. The VP is out in social media right now. That's okay. That's probably part of that saying no.
Saying no, bro.
That's that self-care right there.
Exactly.
Man. I wish I could do that.
We'll talk about that.
But yeah, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
going to be a topic.
That's going to be, we're going to talk about, I just wrote down self-care and saying no. I want to talk about that next week.
Okay.
All right, that's something we're going to unpack. But no, what I was saying is that in about 3 minutes, because we're going to be precise with time, or maybe 4 or 5, because, that sounds better. At the end of each show, VP is going to give us, for the month of February, and you know what?
We'll see how it works.
You do all this, do it all year long.
Okay.
Why just February? We like every month.
Exactly. And trust me, I got a book that thick.
That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, we're gonna dedicate that, even if it's just in the beginning of the show, because we're gonna have a really, really packed show. We're gonna make sure we get that. And that's a sole Audible Detox must. Okay.
I'm with it.
All right, cool. So, but anyways, VP is we're gonna do a segment. He's gonna do Black History.
It can all be under the that segment.
But
I'll get it.
Okay, you'll wrap it. Okay, but it's gonna be reflections with VP. VP is gonna reflect on the show and talk about what we got from the show. So,
Absolutely.
okay, all right. What
So
other,
we still got a few minutes.
Yeah,
So
sure.
tell me, so real quick, and I know this is going to be hard to be quick, but let's get to the end of the year.
okay.
Yeah, the end of the year. what did you think about the election and the insurrection? And again, you got 2 minutes.
Okay, so, shoot, I feel like, okay, all right, so,
Real quick.
real quick, what did I think about it? Man, can't cut somebody.
No.
I know that.
You- We do want to, we want to find some words, y'all, that could
Oh,
be
really?
radio friendly. So if y'all got some suggestions or things you use, let us know. But go ahead.
Bull poopy.
I might need to write that down. Wait, what is it? Say that again.
I said bull poopy.
Boo poopy.
Bull, like bull.
Oh,
B-U-L-L.
yeah.
Bull poopy.
yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna say this again. This is a show for the Black culture. We're gonna talk about real Black life experience from a real Black life perspective. And you said it best. We're gonna win some, we're gonna lose some. But I actually think that people, Black people, who, now this doesn't mean all white people, but white people who they don't know what the word no means.
Mm.
They don't know what the word no means.
Don't go that deep on it yet.
Okay, I'll stop right there.
Yeah.
And you can write that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can say next week, can you define what that? Because
Yeah.
I can go.
Got it.
They don't know what the word no means. What about for you?
Man, you wrapped it up in a bow so tight. They don't know, along with not knowing no, they don't know the privilege
Mm-hmm.
that they have
Come from the same place.
that is hundreds of years instilled,
Mm-hmm.
and even if they're not realizing it,
Mm-hmm.
it's within them. Just like there's certain things within Black folks,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not always bad, but there definitely needs to be an understanding of the privilege they have, and some people are getting there. Some white folks are getting there, but there's still a long way to go.
Nope.
I get that's so deep. I'm trying to keep it short so we don't go too late.
No, you're actually giving me a little bit of time to give you some background music. So,
Okay. Sounds good.
no. I think that you are absolutely right. And VP, I think we have ourselves the beginning of the show.
I like this.
So, so now that we completed, just about completed our practice run, I'm gonna let you go ahead, take the podium,
I'm ready.
see, talk to us,
I'm ready.
and we'll say goodnight. All right?
All right.
But I'm gonna cue you up real quick.
It's all
All
good.
right, ladies and gentlemen, and now, reflections with my man,
So, in my first installment of Reflections with VP, I'm going to start with what I'm going to call our Black hero. This week's Black hero is Dr. George Franklin Grant. Some of you may know that a Black man invented the golf tee. That was Dr. George Franklin Grant. But he has so much more about him. He was Harvard's first Black faculty member. He was a dentist. He joined the Department of Mechanical Dentistry in 1871, y'all. He also invented other things in the way of dentistry, but he patented the wooden golf tee. Previously, golfers carried around buckets of sand, placing their balls on little piles as they went along and teed off. So thank you, Dr. George Franklin Grant. So in my reflections, it's halftime, y'all. we started off at halftime. We're getting to 50, but we still got 2 quarters to go. We're blessed to have the opportunity to go into the locker room at halftime and make adjustments. So anybody approaching that time, 40s or so, you have time. Anybody younger, you have time. Like the gym that the prayers dropped on us about his conversation with his 19-year-old son. Like, man, you got plenty of time to adjust. He's still in the first quarter. Shoot, even at the first 2 minutes of the game. Preseason. God also told us to be still and slow down. The Lord above just said, you know what? I'm going to put something out there that no matter who you are, where you are, how you are, what you are, you're going to need to listen to me. Within that, we had to adjust to a new level of normal. What did it mean from working at home? You know, some people talked about the COVID-19 as far as gaining weight. Some people, you know, worked out more. Some people got more healthy. All of those things. What did it mean? And then we kind of brought it home and talking about self-care. Have a plan, have a package, and be okay with just saying no. But that's to be continued. We're going to come back to that. And then at the end of the 2020, simply said, bull poppy.
You like that, huh?
I like that. So I do like to wrap it up, and this is one thing that we'll always do. I also have, if we continue the Black Hero, cool, but I also have a quotable and then a closing. So my quotable today is from one of my most favorite people. I call him a hero, Mr. Frederick Douglass. He said that it's easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. Now, in 2021, we can replace men with men and women or people, but listen to that one more time, y'all. It's easier to build strong children than to repair broken people. So in closing, of the reflections of VP, and then me and the prayers will close it out. Don't believe all you hear, don't spend all you have, and don't sleep all you want.
Yo, I need you to say that one more time. Say that one more time.
Don't believe all you hear, don't spend all you have, and don't sleep all you want.
Man, yeah, that's what's up. That was pure.
Can I drop the mic in here?
No, that's
Okay.
not. That was
These are nice mics too, so
that was pure prophetic.
thank you, bro.
Dope and poetic.
Appreciate that.
Dope. There it is.
Dopetic? I like that. I'm
Yeah.
gonna take notes. We're taking notes.
Blacknificent.
Dopetic.
Dope.
And Blackificent?
Blacknificent. I didn't
Blacknificent.
patent that though, and I probably didn't patent
Is that Blacknificent? Is that
Blacknificent.
that ain't from Magruder, is it?
I don't know. I've seen it today
Okay.
on Facebook. I said that's kind of nice. So I like that. All right. So
I like the bed too. I like little sounds like
oh,
that.
yeah,
I like that,
I'm
bro.
gonna look you up.
Okay.
I think when you do that, I think you deserve to have like some background
Yeah.
theme music. I was like messing with the volume and stuff because, like I said, I haven't done a show in a month, so but we're gonna get it right.
We're gonna get it right.
We're gonna get it right. But all right, so we got about 2 minutes, not even that, probably about a minute left. But you know what? We'll just say 2, because I don't want my partner to be calling me up talking about Chuck. You know he's supposed to stop like this. Anyway, so yeah, man, I'm really.
What up, Phil?
Man, it's been a pleasure to break ground with you, man. It's been a pleasure to sit here and dialogue over the waves with you, and I can't wait to come back next week and do it again, man.
Looking forward to it, man.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Each time it's gonna get better.
Well, we're gonna get our flow. We're gonna get our swag.
That's right.
We're gonna look like we looked when we went to Murray's for your birthday.
Mhm.
And for those that know how we look, you know what we talking about.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, we'll be back before. Yeah, we're actually gonna be here on your birthday.
That's
No,
right,
The day
baby.
after your birthday.
No.
No,
Yeah,
your
it'll be
birthday's
the
on
day after.
Tuesday.
Yeah,
We're gonna be here.
yeah.
Monday, bring you or something.
Okay.
We'll do this.
Okay.
So, your birthday show. Okay.
I'm gonna hold you to that too.
No, I got you, man. It's 50. It's 50.
Reserve.
So we're gonna do something like this. Yeah.
They don't even know, Pres.
They don't know.
They don't know.
All right. We want to thank all of you for tuning in to tonight's pilot episode of So, let me get this right. So Audible Detox. I do 2 shows, y'all, so don't get mad. But thank you so much for supporting us. Be the VP, I'm the Pres. You've been listening to So Audible Detox on WFMULP 94.1 FM in St. Paul for the Frogtown Community Radio. Say good night.
Good night, y'all. That was hot, bro. That's what that, and the music is, them is the opening and closing. I don't think we need to change it. And when you brought that in, I was like, oh, I actually forgot about that. That was hot. So, yeah, man, I thought it went well. You like my little closer, or don't believe all you hear.
Where'd you get that from? Did you make that up?
Yeah, I got it from, whenever I got sayings and stuff, and I was just going through my things. And
That was dope. Yeah. That's why I said, man. And I loved it. I love the fact that, I love that segment. I love that. I love that we got it like that, and that's how we're gonna do it.
Okay. I like it.
You put it together, and you know what? We're not, because it's Black History Month, we can highlight that, but I like what you said, my black hero.
Right.
Because it could be anybody.
Exactly. And I thought about that as I was putting it together, because I was like, man, we can Black History Month. It's that Black hero, and honestly, so I would change the Black hero, I change the quotable, and you tell me, I kind of think that closing, don't believe all years been on. That should be always the closing. You tell me if you don't like it. No, I love it. No, everything else
I heard it, I was
that'll
like,
always be.
I love it.
Okay, cool. That's how we gonna do it. Man, that was good. I mean, from what the.
So here's the. You and I are going to have to create a email for So Audible Detox.